What up, bro? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Pretty good, man. Very excited to have you on, man. We're very, very excited to have you on because your album has been. I would say I know it came out last year, but it's been my favorite albums this year because this is the year that I actually found it. So I'm saying it's my favorite album of 2021.
I
Yeah,
How? That's crazy.
We're gonna talk
What?
about it. We're gonna
it's
talk
so
about it.
good.
We're gonna get into it. So let me introduce the podcast first, and we'll jump into it.
Okay.
Welcome to episode 60 of the Grindhouse Podcast. I'm your host, Edwin Cabrera, aka Steady Eddie. Across the stream from me is my homie, my day one, Chris Martin, aka Critta.
What's up, guys? Just real quick before we get in today's episode, please like and subscribe to our YouTube. It helps us out a lot. Also, we have merch for sale at grindhouse.store.
All right, so today we have a very special guest with us. Our homie, our mutual friend, Wes Taylor, actually put me onto this dude, and like I listened to his new album, Watching the Paint Dry, and I was like, bro, this shit. I didn't expect like for any music, I never expect to like really connect with an album like off the rip with any artist, no matter how big or small, whatever. But man, this album blew me the fuck away. I was like, bro, we need to get this guy on the podcast. So
Yeah.
typically we interview hip hop artists from the Boston, Lynn, Brockton area. Very, very few times have we actually like interviewed an artist from, in your case, Los Angeles. But I feel like this album, we need to like connect with y'all, connect with you, and talk to you about like this beautiful creation. So I want to welcome Yzal the Praxis. Did I pronounce that correctly, by the way?
Yzal The Praxis is my like official name.
Praxis. Word.
Praxis,
All
okay.
right.
So I was right.
I was trying
right
to
on
figure that
that.
out, but like, we have Yzal The Praxis on. Amazing album, Watching the Paint Dry. I believe it's on all streaming platforms. It's on Bandcamp, Spotify. How you doing, man?
How am I doing?
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm blessed to be here.
I want to. Do you want to start it off, Britta?
Yeah, I just want to start out with a very cliche sort of question, but how did you start making music?
Junior year in high school, I was starting to do like poetry and stuff. And then that branched off into like writing like little bars here and there. And then I had a couple homeboys who was like, I had one friend who was making beats. I had another friend who was in like a dance crew. So like we're really close knit. My first time recording was on like a Guitar Hero mic. We had it like laid on top of the TV, you know what I mean? The little pantyhose with the popsicle sticks connecting them, you know what I mean? It was rough, but yeah, that's how I started though. Just having like friends at my high school who were just started something out, and then like I caught the bug, and it never stopped. It's been 11 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man, it sounds like it. I was especially blown away, not just by the music, because typically, especially with like any artist that like, I haven't heard before, like it's just like, okay, like I'm always listening to overall the music and the quality of the music, but usually I'm also listening to potential. For you, it was like the music quality itself is what blew me away. And then I found out that you were the one that actually engineered the whole thing, right? So talk to us about like what you did on the album.
Okay, so specifically, like the arrangement, engineered the whole thing, I mastered it. For like artwork, I reached out to a homie. For all the beats on there, I reached out to a homie from Canada. That's about it, really, man. Because my guy who made the artwork, he ran with the idea of like watching the paint dry is basically kind of like a sequel to watching the grass grow. It's something I dropped years back, and it was like a bigger project for me. So this is like another one of those, and it just so happened to pick up steam. And yeah.
How'd you like learn how to mix and master?
I have a friend, his name is Lazy. He goes by Lazy Specialist now.
Yep.
And the guy's just a brainiac. He went to I have two homies. They both went to audio engineering school, but they're both on two different sides of the spectrum of the music business, if you will. So Lazy taught me just about everything I know when it comes down to mix, EQing, and the whole ball game.
How long does it take you to like mix a song? Are you one of those like perfectionists when it comes to that stuff?
That man. Okay, so it depends on where I'm trying to go with the record. If it's just something I just want to throw on SoundCloud real quick, I may not put too much energy into it. But if it's like something that like within the last 6 months, I had a record due to a medical issue that I have. And it was something that I didn't want to put out. And I played it on IG Live and they're like, nah, you got to put this out. It's not sorry about that.
That's all good.
I didn't give me a sec. Sorry about that. What did you ask? I'm sorry.
So I asked about like when it comes to mixing, how long does it really take you? Or are you sort of like a perfectionist when it comes to that sort of stuff?
I am a perfectionist, but I try my best to just like to put my all into it and then continuously to revisit it. At least until the point to where it doesn't bother my ear. I just noticed recently that my mixes were to the point to where I would hop in the car and play like my favorite artist, and I would hate how the mix sounds. And I'm like, oh, my homeboy's like, yeah, bro, that
car test
better. Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. Like comparing it like directly to that. So yeah, it really depends, but like most records is like a day or two. It's not too much after that.
I gotta say, like, this album has been amazing to hear because there's when the production of this album, there's a great energy to it. I've actually been playing this album back to back to back, especially when working out. I probably lost like 15 pounds listening to this album, honestly. Especially like a song like Good Energy. Like Good Energy is my favorite song on the album. And I think every time I hear that song, it just like, it really gets me going. So like, I want to talk about that song. Can you talk a little bit more about putting that song together and just give us a little background on it?
You chose a really good song because this is one of the songs that actually has a story behind it. B came up. I did a little, I don't know, like a little 8-bar verse in the beginning. I called Lazy Specialist and I called Rodman on 2 separate accounts. So phone call. I'm like, yo, I need a verse. I need it to be nasty. All right. I need something crazy. You know what I mean? Hit up my other homeboy. Hey, yo, I need something crazy. Look, this is going on the next project. I need you to give me something crazy. So they both record, or no, 3 hours go by. We all in the studio session. I'm playing them beats for the project. And they're like, yo, why is his beat better than my beat? That's not fair. What's going on? Like, I need a better. So it got to a point to where like they both realized that they were going to be on the same song. And Rodman's like, yo, Lazy, I'm finna rip your head off. It's over for you. I hope you ready. You know what I mean? And then like Lazy recorded his first, sent it in, mixed it down. Rada recorded his verse actually at the crib. We recorded here. Yep. And yeah, man, they just high energy. I'm like, yo, it worked. I didn't think it was going to mesh that well, but it ended up coming together better than I expected.
Yeah, man, I would say, bro, that's it hits. It hits.
That's crazy.
I love the friendly competition. Or a lot of the artists that you work with, like collaborate with, are they friends of yours, or are they from LA as well?
Everybody. So I'm not particularly from LA. I'm about like an hour and some change out. I live in a city called Palmdale, Lancaster. Everybody who is associated, I either met through the internet or is just a close friend through mutual other people. So like features like Joe Snap. We had a group back in the day and he just always stuck around and continued to rap and he films and stuff. Danny Merritt, somebody I made a record with in like 2012 maybe, and he just stuck around and he's just always here. Track 2, Options with Nafets, that's somebody who I made a record with that I met through the internet, and we just stay in touch, you know what I mean, through Instagram, and that's how I want to say that's everybody. And Rodman and Lazy, they just, you know, we grew up together. We just always been rapping, so it's like that's family right there. So I need something, they gonna knock it out immediately.
Yeah, I mean, I love that like it all just sounds good together. Like all of you like rapping together sounds dope. So
Bless you, hard. That was crazy to hear.
I want to talk about your link connection, because I we wouldn't have known about you if it wasn't for our homie Wes Taylor. So shout out to Wes. I want to talk about how do you guys know each other?
So same thing with him. We went to the same high school. He was down the street from me. I didn't really have no studio equipment. He like, yo, I got some stuff. I got some beats. What's good? Pull up. You know what I mean? And then we cut a few records. And mind you, this is like 2011, 2012. Just starting out. And yeah, man, just trying to like connect and just make things work. And like we just been friends since then. So like, 11 years later, like he was just hitting me up yesterday. Yo, what's good? I'm gonna pull up. I'm back in California because he all over Boston and New York. I'm like, oh my God, I'm trying to get on your level, Wes. So yeah, man, that's my guy.
He's in Cali right now. So shout out to Wes for connecting us. And he told me an interesting story, because it's like he was like, man, Yzal, man, like he's like, when it comes to critiquing, like he's like, he will tell you exactly how. He's not going to sugarcoat it. He's not going to tell you, oh, yo, this is hot, like whatever. He'll tell you exactly how he feels about like your music. And for me, like he was like, for me that was hard at first. He'd be like, yo, I'm really feeling this, whatever. But then he's like, I think it was White Bands. He was like, when I released White Bands, it meant so much to me, because the homie reached out and was like, yo, wow, I see what you're doing. And like, he just talked about how like just the way your honest opinion on music, like allowed him to like know, like appreciate what you, like how you view things, because like, you're not just like sugarcoating it to make him feel good. You're actually being truthful with like your response. Yeah. And so I don't know, I don't know, what are your thoughts on that in terms of like your, just your ability, I guess, to like hear music? Because you have a really good ear for music.
Thank you. Look, you give me flowers I don't ever get. So I am astonished, for one. I have worked with like several artists. I have a friend who I met through the internet, again, lives in like South London. I used to tell him for years, like, yo, bro, I don't like this. This could be better if you do this. This could be better if you do this. Reach out to certain producers, connect, you know what I mean? To make ends meet as far as like the mixes could be better. I'm telling him that for like 3-4 years straight. You know what I mean? Never met the guy in like actual person, shook his hand. It's only been through internet or like FaceTime calls. 5 years later, the guy's pressing up his own vinyls, got his own producers, making his own stuff. I'm like, yo, bless. I'm just glad you listened. You know what I mean? And Wes Taylor is just another one of those people that's like, for me, if it's good, it's good. I'm only moving based off of my ear, right? So it's either I like it or I don't like it. But if I don't like it, I'm gonna tell you why I don't like it. I can't just leave you with oh, yo, this is trash. I gotta be like, I don't like it. One, because of either the mix, I felt the cadence was off. If you're gonna be unorthodox, make sure that, you know what I mean, you move like, I don't know, you got people like ODB and you got people like Doom who was like mad unorthodox, but it was still crazy, you know what I mean? So that's just how I live my life, man. I'm here for constructive criticism. I'm here for to move in a positive light and to just make people better if it's possible. You know what I mean? And I just hope that people do the same for me in turn.
How do you feel like that's how you judge your music too? Like you just have like the just like really like, I guess we talked about being a perfectionist, but like, is that like really how you feel like you are with your music as well? Like you just like keep fine tuning it? That's
a different question. It depends on what it is. Some stuff I know like, oh yeah, that was fire. And other stuff, I'm like, I'll be on the ropes. So stuff like that, excuse me, is stuff that like, I hop on live and play something, or I send it to Laser, I send it to Rada, I send it to Danny. And based off of what they say, I kind of move in that parameter. So if it's really good, I'm probably going to drop it 9 times out of 10. But if I'm on the ropes, it's like, I don't, you know what I mean? If I'm kind of in the iffy area based off of their word, that's what I'll do. Or unless a fan like hears something, they're like, yo, you have to drop this for me, bro. And I'm like, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Say less.
Word. So I'm very curious, because obviously we're always like sort of like in the Boston, Massachusetts scene. How is,
by the way, sorry.
No, it's all good. So how is like the LA, California scene? Are they supportive of artists, of like more on the local side? Like how is the scene there?
Locally, it's weird, man. I don't feel like that. I always say this. I wish that locally I could have connected with more people, because I know it's like a handful of engineers that I actually want to touch base with just to see like where they sitting, what their goals are and stuff like that. It's okay, but like generally, like it's truly like through my direct friend group, like dating back to high school, through their mutuals. And then outside of that, not really, because like I don't go to LA too much. And then I need to work on my networking skills because they aren't too great. So it's like, I don't know, man. It's like it's one of those you know how they say that phrase, crabs in the barrel type of ordeal. And I
Yeah.
kind of feel like I don't have the tools, and I know certain people do have the tools, but I haven't learned the right things to connect with the right people, if that makes sense. Because I feel like my stuff is good, but I don't feel like I have the correct networking skills and marketing skills to really like bridge the gap, I guess.
Word, man.
I mean, the music is definitely there. So
The music is absolutely there. So I mean, if you ever need any help in any other facets, obviously you're a master when it comes to the music. Definitely hit us up because, like, you know, we're definitely more of the behind the scenes type people. We don't make any music, but we appreciate the art. You know, so like, you know, let us know because like we definitely are big fans of yours. So that's interesting to hear. I'll say this, like, there's always this idea of like and I'll say this especially from people from Boston when it comes to like making music or the scene, the music scene, whatever. There's always this idea that like we got to go somewhere else to really kind of get popping. You know, like there's always there's always
I never understood that. I
that,
never,
that's the
because people
dynamic.
always fly to LA and be like, yo, I'm trying to make it happen. I'll go to New York, like, yo, I'm trying to be this, that, and the other. And like, I never get it because I live in California. I'm an hour out, and it's like, okay, well, how do I, you know what I mean, make ends meet?
yeah,
Man,
I mean, for here, for like Boston artists, they sort of get to a certain level and then they move out to either New York or LA or Atlanta. That's just kind of how it is. Like for the other like cities and states outside of those hubs, it's just kind of like you got to move once you hit that next level.
and from what we've heard, it's a lot of because here the hip hop community is very receptive to each other. The artists are very like is very communal around here, but the community itself hasn't quite adopted like the quite adopted as much as they should the talent. And so at some level, if you want to get if you're really serious about hip hop, and I think I'll use probably one of the greater rappers in our era, SD Knack. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of him before. But SD is like he's right now very closely associated with Griselda. Like he was on the recent West Side Gun album. He was on Banana Yacht, one of my favorite records from the previous West Side Gun album. He was on the podcast. He was talking about how like at some point like he needs to go to Boston, or I'm sorry, New York. Move around, go to different places because it's like the community here is not. I feel like the community here needs a proven talent to really adopt rather than seeing the talent for what it is like right when they see it. And I feel like a lot of artists here, I'm not saying all of them, I'm not, this is not a slight at all. I'm just speaking truthfully about, I guess, like the state of what our hip hop culture is like out here is like, I feel like if you want to level up in your career, the thought is you got to move out to the LA area, move out to the Atlanta area, Boston area. So, you having you on, and, I would say you're as close to LA as we'll ever be, because we're over here in Boston. It's interesting to see your perspective on things.
Yeah, I feel like most of my exposure has purely been off the internet. Like it hasn't been too much more than that. And I know it's like I have friends who have shot for like Meg Thee Stallion and like just like, you know what I mean? Like really big names. And I'm just like, yo, how do I make these connections? You know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe I had to start driving to LA more and start making ends meet. Cause like for me personally, it's a disconnect. I don't get it. I'm still trying to figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, networking's like key. Like just knowing people. Obviously, a friend that worked with a bigger artist, so it's like that's where you start. You start there and branch up.
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So you recently dropped a B-side of Watching the Paint Dry.
Oh, y'all caught that? Let's go.
Yeah. So what was it about those songs that you released them separately from the actual like project?
So for those in particular, I like to do a lot of like slowing beats down and like flipping stuff. So I don't know. For me, it just gives you like it catches your ear a little easier. So most of the side beats is just like flips and like I've been getting a lot of fan responses from the last track, This Is My House. Just like I literally wrote that directly for a fan that has literally bought every one of my albums since I've started making music. And I'm like, yo, you really care. This is crazy. Because even my homeboys don't do this. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know, man. It just like he got like I was just talking to him the other day. We still haven't talked on FaceTime. And I've literally talked to everybody I normally deal with through music on FaceTime at least once. I made 2020 that year. Like,
Yeah.
it feel like the world going in, I might as well reach out now. You know what I mean? At least you know what I look like. You know what I mean? At least I can make an impact on you through cameras. But yeah, man, just like I just wanted to put a spin on it. Cause another thing for I meant to say this earlier, for watching the paint dry, when that came out, it was an awkward time because there was a lot of the police brutality thing was going on, you know, George Floyd and all that, the riots and stuff. So like I'm in a place where I'm like, damn, as a black man, I'm supposed to come at this is like, you know what I mean? How do I go about speaking upon this type of stuff? I forget what the first record is called. Oh, what color is that? I believe.
Yeah, that drop on that record. Woo, when that beat comes in, I was like, oh man, this is knocking.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like it was just like, yo, I have to put this into the project because I can't go anywhere without seeing it. The TV's on, I see it. Twitter, I see it. Instagram, I see it. Like I can't go a day without. There is no gap of, you know what I mean? If that's all you see, like eventually you got to talk about it. So that's where I came from with that. And Side B was just like a more like fun, uplifting, and then like homage to the fans at the end.
Yeah, that's some like true fan engagement there. Like just dropping a record because of a fan said it. That's so.
Thank you. I appreciate
I'm sure
it.
that person definitely appreciated it. You know?
You got a fan for life for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm like, yo, I need more of you. How do I get 20,000 of you?
It'll happen. I'm sure it'll happen, bro. But I gotta talk about like who inspired you musically, you know, because you know with your amazing year, I gotta hear about like what music did you grow up on, and who put you on to music even.
Grew up on. When I was younger, my dad used to play a lot of. He had a. I wish I knew what kind of car it was. He drove a Nissan. He had like, I don't know, like 14s in the back. So it's like he used to play a lot of like gangster rap. So West Side Connection, Mac 10, Ice Cube, you know what I mean? Maybe a little NWA here and there. Busta Rhymes. Like 8Ball G and what's his name? Shoot.
8Ball and MJG.
There we go. MJG. Yeah. Stuff like that. You know what I mean? And then so like now, my favorite artist is like Isaiah Rashad and like Saba. Like it ain't even nothing crazy. The beats ain't even like the beats is not what's the word I'm looking for? I guess like super trap. It's more like a soulful, you know what I mean? Like let me talk to you type of vibe. And that's kind of where I'm sitting at now.
Actually, I meant to ask this earlier, but with the mixing stuff, have you ever like made beats? Because I feel like you have a good ear for music, so I feel like that kind of comes with it.
Hey, y'all spot on. I don't know what like. Do you guys know each other personally, real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're like best friends.
Y'all in sync. It's so crazy. I started making beats in what month was that? Maybe like 3 months ago. I haven't put out anything. I've just been sharing them with Lazy and Rada and just the camp. It is interesting. I'm working on like laying my drums right. You know what I mean? Trying to get my drum patterns right, trying to chop up soul samples correctly. But yeah, it is a very interesting journey. It was something that I never thought that I would do. I thought I was just going to continue rapping. I never planned on engineering, never planned on doing graphic design. It's just stuff that just accumulated over time. And became something that I realized that I needed to do. Like if I can't make my own artwork, that's a problem. Or I have to reach out to somebody that can do that for me.
Yeah. So, yeah, just being resourceful and, you know, pushing your artistry like
100%.
forward, you know. So I dig it. I think it's awesome, and I wish more artists would do that, because I think it would help them a lot too.
Agree.
You know?
That was a good question. Thank you for that.
You
Bless.
make what I would say is like very cinematic music. And
Huh.
bro, I don't know, maybe my ears off, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
Oh, that's dope.
yo, I'm saying, like, I'm not bullshitting. I don't kiss ass just to kiss ass. One thing on this pod, like one thing we don't do is like, unless you're like a mainstream act, we don't like shit on people to shit on people. We usually typically bring people on who we appreciate. We're like, yo, you got to listen to this. You know what I'm saying? So usually when I bring people on, it's because I'm like, yo, you got to listen to this. Yeah. And for you, it's obviously the case. Like, I think you make very cinematic music. I wish I can't find the visuals though. Is there visuals that we can find with you, or are you working on any visuals?
So the funniest thing, as much as I've been working on music and doing beat making and you know, I've probably shot 3 videos this whole time. One got released recently, but I wasn't feeling on how it was like cut up. And it got to the point to where it's like, I have this thing to where like when I'm working on something and it gets really annoying and nobody's moving in the area or energy of to make the situation better, nobody's trying to provide a solution. They just want to like drop it off and move on. And I'm like, I've been rapping for 11 years. I've done this plenty of times. So I have another video pending that I feel like is something that could be good. And I was just talking with the videographer today. He's like, yo, I feel like we can't drop this until we shoot some more because I know this could be better. I said, man, that's what I was saying the day of. The day of the shoot, I was like, yo, I don't feel like we shot enough. I feel like we need more to make this like pop. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I have one video out and it's under, I made a group with my guy. His name is Miles Hood. And we go by gas station and the video is under that account. So if you type in gas station with the S and station, it's a $sign. It's on YouTube.
Word. Should we expect more? So in other words, we should expect more to come this year for music videos?
100%. Definitely.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. I'm telling you, man, some of that album deserves music videos, multiple, not just one. We deserve multiple. So I'd love to see multiple. If you can make it happen, bro, like I said, man, we'd love to see it.
That's fire. Bless.
Ed, do you have any more questions that you want to ask?
Yeah, I do. So we talked about the album, Watching the Paint Dry. You've also released other works, 1v1, volume 2, 1, 2, and 3, right? And then you also released some Lucy's as well. And one of my favorite Lucy's that you released on Bandcamp, so you guys can check that out on Bandcamp, is Only See Up. That track is hard. And I also, I love you have a description underneath that I caught, and I just want you to speak to it if you have any thoughts on it. My Lord, it has been some rough couple of months. I thought I was finna die. My life has previewed some very interesting cards to me as of recent. So this is positive side of what's been going on, and the next one will be the opposite. Thanks to you guys for listening all these years. Do people even read these? LOL. Well, so I just wanted
we did.
Yeah, we read them, and I want to know more. So can you tell us more about that?
So Only See Up and Flying Saucer. It was they're literally polar opposites. One's like really dark and grimy, and Only See Up is like a more of like a bouncy. And I realized that it was catching more ears, surprisingly. Mm-hmm. I have a medical condition that is how do I put this? It is it can be detrimental in my future, right? So with that being said, it was kind of like a shock value of like, and I was like, okay, I can't sit in an area to where I'm being affected negatively by this condition, right? And then I also can't let this like define me as to what's going on. Like I thought about doing like a GoFundMe, and I'm like, well, why would I do that when I could just continue doing what I'm doing and rock how I rock? So Only See Up is like literally like this is all I have. You know what I mean? And just committed to that. So that's why I wrote Only See Up. And then Flying Saucer is like the opposite of like me, like speaking on like the direct of like how things were affecting me at that time. Like, oh, look, there's a flying saucer. Like there's a break from like my reality.
Word. I don't know if you peeped that. When you looked up, when you were talking about Only See Up and you looked up, like that light hit you right in the eyeballs. Like it was like kind of like it was like a sign from heaven or some shit. So that was interesting.
That's crazy. Yeah, man.
I have one more question, and this is more of like just because I'm very interested on your process because I think it's obviously a very good one. You've turned out a lot of really good quality projects. So I want to know about your the environment that you especially enjoy creating in. Like when you're in the most comfortable environment where you're getting the most, I don't know, when you're in your bag, like what's that environment like?
Ironically, I've never really had my setup exactly how I wanted it. So I've been working out like my mom's garage. So like the mic's out there. I just got a new computer. So like I'm trying to work on getting all my plugins back and transferring all my data over and stuff. But the most that it's been, it was like around Christmas time. I had like the little like light setup, this little like turntable, and like it's like I got a bunch of like plants by the booth. And I don't know, man, it was just a vibe. Like a lot of records got cut. I did From Watching the Paint Dry, all the 1v1 me's up until side B, like all in the same area. You know what I mean? So like that's just been, I don't know. Like it's been my whole thing personally. Like
I don't know if you're superstitious. You know, I think about like I'm a big baseball fan. You know, Nomar Garciaparra, the shortstop, used to do this thing with his gloves like every time. That I don't know if that area is like if you're superstitious at all, but that you gotta, you know, that area is definitely you know, turned out some great quality music. So there's gotta be something to it.
Thank you.
I guess we could end it on just if you have anything you want to plug. Obviously, you got a lot of stuff you've released on multiple. So plug away. Let us know what you're working on. Let us know what's in store for 2021.
Ooh, that's a lot. Shoot, 2021. I have an album pending, and I recorded it before Watching the Paint Dry. I decided not to drop it just because of all the riots and stuff. I have merch and stuff for it. This is my first time doing merch. And it is a bigger number of merch than I thought that I could complete. And I'm just trying to figure out how to like actually market it, trying to figure out how I want my videos to look, stuff like that. As for like all the EPs and stuff that I've been dropping, I've been doing it for Bandcamp Friday. So I think the last one is in April, I believe. So that's 2 more projects for me. I have a bunch of projects just sitting on the back burner that are like done, and they're just chilling. They just need like artwork. So I'm trying to work on like being better at putting out more music videos because I only got, again, 1 officially out. You know what I mean? Aside from that, man, that's really all I got. On Instagram, it's at The Praxis, ThePraxis. On Twitter is Yzal The Praxis, YZAL ThePraxis. Yeah, man, me and the team finna go crazy this year.
Hell yeah.
Well, that's all I can really say.
To see it.
Definitely watch, listen, Watching the Paint Dry, amazing album. So far, my favorite album of the year. So typically, and this is great because I love when I listen to an album at the beginning of the year, because like if it's my favorite album at the beginning of the year, I always like, if I listen to something great, I always match it. You know, it becomes like, I don't know if you used to play like Mortal Kombat as a kid, but remember like
the powers of Shao Kahn at the top.
Yeah, exactly. That's how my brain works when it comes to like comparing albums, is like that. So like we'll see where it's at the end of the year. But man, great album. Go check it out. Pretty much all DSPs on Spotify, Bandcamp. Thank you for jumping on and talking with us, man.
No doubt. Hey, okay, real quick. What's your favorite song off Watching Paint Dry?
Good Energy.
What's Evergreen? I mean, Good Energy. Was it?
Yeah, Good Energy.
What's yours, Chris, if you have one?
Get By. I like that song.
Get By is my second favorite. I like that a lot also. One for Lazy is great also.
What was that?
One for Lazy is good also.
That one's good too,
man. Bless.
Specifically for Lazy?
Yeah, like that was like an ode to him and just everything that he's done for my music career. Like that's the only reason why I'm like where I'm at.
Word, man.
I was like, bro, you know I wrote a song for you on a project, right? He's like, word for real? I'm like, bro, it's called One for Lazy. It's track 4. Come on. He's like, oh, words you did, huh? I'm like, bro, I sent you this record before the album even dropped. It had the same name. Come on. But yeah.
Oh, that's funny,
That's
bro.
hilarious.
Oh man. Well, you know, I'm glad that we're here to be able to give you your flowers, man, because you definitely deserve them. So yeah, for if you guys fuck with what we do here, please make sure you support Yzal, but also, you know, support us by comment, subscribing, hitting that bell button, hitting all, and showing us some love. We definitely need it. We could definitely use the support. You know, shedding light on these amazing artists who definitely, you know, could use your ears. All right, y'all. Take care.
Peace.